Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Rasmus Hojlund. That is what David Ornstein is reporting from The Athletic, what Fabrizio Romano is also reporting. But this has been reported previously. What is being said now? I'm going to cover it all in an extra afternoon video because I tell you what, ladies and gents, United are actually making genuine moves and really progressing this summer. I did not expect it. I expected it to be a slow summer, us to ponder dither like we have done previously. But as I said, David Ornstein has confirmed that we have agreed personal terms. I'm going to run through the full story here from David Ornstein, from Fabrizio Romano, Rob Dawson from ESPN. We're also in parallel conversations with Kolo Muani. What will the bid be? When will the bid go in? I'll cover it all. Make sure you drop a like on the video. This is a busy summer transfer window. I'll tell you what, it really is shaping up to be one of the best that I can remember. Let me run through David Ornstein's article and Fabrizio Romano's, and then we'll discuss it here. Okay, let's go. Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Rasmus Hojlund, but not close to agreeing the fee with Atalanta, which is going to be the issue. United have agreed preliminary personal terms with Rasmus Hojlund and have spoken with Atalanta over a deal, although there is a gap in valuation. A front man is obviously Ten Hag's priority. Hojlund is a priority target, but other options are under consideration, including Randall Kolo Muani, with whom United are holding parallel discussions, which is obviously smart for Manchester United. Don't put all your eggs in one Hojlund-shaped basket. Muani, we know that he's 4 years older. He's far more developed, more of an immediate goal threat, you would imagine. But it's not to say that Hojlund would be a bad player. We thought that Muani would be about twice the price of Hojlund. But that's kind of changed. Hojlund has indicated to Atalanta he wants to leave, with PSG also in contention for his signature. Is that the first time you've heard PSG? Might not be the first time. I don't remember. Maybe it is. Not sure. Atalanta previously placed a €100 million price tag on him, while recent reports have suggested they want 70 million plus 10 million add-ons, which of course is 80 million euros. However, interested parties will be hopeful of negotiating a lower price. The need to comply with financial fair play. I tried to cover that and understand that whole financial fair play thing. It's really confusing though. Atalanta previously rebuffed United's offer of players plus cash. Conversations over Hojlund have been happening at the same time as negotiations for Onana. Man United doing more than one thing at once. What is this witchcraft? What is this sorcery? It's not something that we've particularly seen. Now, Fabrizio Romano early this afternoon saying this. United are preparing their opening bid for Hojlund. I'm told that personal terms are 100% agreed and that he wants Manchester United. Atalanta have been told that they... Jeez. That's what happens when you do a show after lunch. It was a late lunch. I was busy working. Atalanta told United they don't want 3 players offered in a deal after initial talks, asking price around 65 to 70 million, which of course we go back here and look at David Ornstein's article. There's big old different prices being banded around when it comes to Hojlund. Now, this I'm putting up here, you can see from the 8th of July, Fabrizio Romano actually suggesting 10 days ago that personal terms between Hojlund and United had already been agreed in May. So I don't know whether that's particularly a new update here from Ornstein, if that was indeed correct, but David Ornstein running with it. He is the top tier. He's I suppose, a godfather recently. But Hojlund, right? United are moving fast. Now, you might say, it's not fast, Sam. Why is it we can't deal more than one thing at once? We have been the whole time. The Onana situation, we negotiated. I'm going to speak about the prices of Hojlund, of Mount, and of Onana, and just how United are operating this summer. But I think there's one thing that we might be doing as well, and this is a bit of just something I spotted. This is from ESPN. Same time, really, that the David Ornstein article dropped, saying that Manchester United were actually targeting Kolo Muani over Hojlund due to fears of the fee being too big. Are we seeing United play a good game here? Are we seeing United use ESPN and use Rob Dawson there as a little bit of something to scare, maybe not scare Atalanta, but just make Atalanta realise Hojlund is not our only option. You do not have all the power in these negotiations. Now, what's your take there on David Ornstein saying that PSG, that might be Atalanta's way of sort of going back against it? Oh, yeah. You have other targets? Cool. There's more than one club that wants Hojlund as well. Just a bit of transfer poker, if you want to call it that. But it'd be good if United actually started to use these tactics. And I have to admit, right, this summer, take a look at this, right? Chelsea wanted 80 million for Mount. That was the original price. We paid 60, but that was only 55 up front with 5 mil add-ons. I think overall, I think that was a good bit of negotiation. You might say it's too much for Mount, but let's see how good he is at the end of the season and whether you're still saying that. A lot of people would have said that before Martinez kicked the ball for United, and they were spectacularly wrong. Inter wanted 60. Now, I might have got that wrong in 60 million euros or 60 million sterling. Either way, we agreed at a slightly lower price that included add-ons. And if Atalanta want, as Fabrizio Romano reports here, wrong one, 65 to 70 million euros, and I think Manchester United could then get that fee down to around about 50 million plus add-ons. It seems like for the first time in a long time, it doesn't seem like it, but things are operating properly behind the scenes in terms of our transfers, not in terms of the club being sold or the takeover. And that's why I expected there to be issues this summer, just like you expected there to be issues. And of all the summers for United to sort of be justified in being crap at transfers and slow and ponderous, it was this one. But United negotiated well for Mount, negotiated well for Onana, and the negotiations will now begin for Hojlund because we've agreed personal terms. He wants to join United, which is probably going to help us if PSG are indeed interested. Went in early, showed our interest in May. It was back in May, of course, that we were looking at Harry Kane. Harry Kane, Kolo Muani, and Hojlund have been the three strikers pretty much consistently all summer long who we've been linked with. Not really much noise about Gonçalo Ramos. Or is it Taremi from Porto? There's other strikers too. But it's been those three since the very beginning. And getting those... And this is something I've noticed as well. I don't know if you have, right? Do you think this might be a slightly different tactic for United? It feels like that Man United have agreed personal terms with Mount before we put a bid in, Onana before we put a bid in, and Hojlund before we put a bid in. Which is quite the opposite of what we did last summer with Frankie de Jong, where we were absolutely convinced that he would want to join us, and we agreed a deal with Barcelona, but then we never signed him. It might be that United are sort of flipping it, switching it. Now, I don't know whether tapping up still exists. I've spoken about that before, but it feels like that's kind of how a lot of transfers go. It's not necessarily how United's transfers went last summer, and that's a little bit of a marked shift. And it's, as I said, it looks to be working. It's definitely working. And the fact that Manchester United are moving this quickly after agreeing the deal for Onana, that's what fills me with real positivity. So we might be seeing this. We might be seeing the Hojlund Mount link up next season. We might be seeing this as well. Erik ten Hag, he's been given the goalkeeper that he wanted. He's been given the number 8 pressing midfielder that he wanted in Mason Mount. Hojlund is the striker that he wants. He isn't necessarily the striker he wanted at the start of the summer. We know who that was. That was, of course, Harry Kane. But of the second choices, Hojlund has been number 1 for a while. United have now agreed personal terms, confirmed by David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, and that bid is coming in. If Atalanta wants 65 to 70 million, what bid do you think United should be putting in? Let me know in the comments below. I've kind of stand by what I said. I think if United, and we've managed to get Mount and Onana for a little bit less, that should be what we can do for Hojlund. If they want 60, we should be able to agree that with 50 up front with add-ons and maybe make them difficult add-ons, maybe make them easy. Sod knows, who cares? But if we can get Hojlund in, this really will go down as one of the best summer transfer windows that I can remember. Of course, that still needs the likes of Fred and Van der Beek and Elanga and Telles and probably Brandon Williams and others to be sold, bring in cash, as well as the signings, and then maybe getting someone like Amrabat, maybe getting someone like Suzuki, a second-choice goalkeeper, end up with 4 or 5 signings, but 3 main first-choice improvements will be a heck of a summer for Ten Hag and fill everybody with excitement for next season. You can let me know what you think, though, in the comments below. Personal terms are agreed, according to David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. I covered the full story there. I'm excited about it. Yes, it's a lot for a 20-year-old who's just broken through, but maybe it's a gem. Maybe it's an absolute diamond. And maybe he could be the striker that we've been missing. Maybe. You let me know what you think in the comments.